Yeah, welcome back to the firehouse for some more firehouse reasoning. Well, it looks as if they've put the brakes on the war here in Syria. Like they've come to some kind of a compromise where they are saying now that if Mr. Assad give up his dangerous chemical weapons of mass destruction, then America won't have to go firing the shots that they intended to fire. Know what I mean? I think they should, like the Russian has proposed this, I think the Russians should propose that while they are going to be 100% behind this Assad giving up his chemical weapon, then Britain, France and America and Saudi Arabia and Qatar should make sure no more of their Al-Qaeda fighters go into Syria to murder people. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it must be plain and straight, I say, to every being that there is outside forces fighting within Syria. And you cannot, so much of a big group of people cannot come cross the Turkish border or wherever they're crossing without those governments seeing them. But I don't hear any of these governments, whether it's the Turkish one or whoever, or the American, the British, saying that, listen, we are going to seal these borders. Make sure that no criminals go into Syria to continue the slaughter. I mean, what kind of, you call yourself democratic human beings, and yet your government are arming terrorists to go in and fight to topple the next government. I don't suppose your government would like it if it was the other way around, where people was arming terrorists, you know. How ridiculous can they get anyway? They're fighting terrorism, which they claim is Al-Qaeda, and yet they are arming the very people that they start this war about in the first place, of this 9/11 when they claim Al-Qaeda. But like I said previously before, Al-Qaeda, the humanity must be stupid. Al-Qaeda didn't bring any building down in America. The American government orchestrated themselves. You would have to be a goddamn fool to watch anything about this event and really believe that it was terrorists who brought down those 2 towers, 3 towers come down actually, not 2. That it was them who brought it down mysteriously. Al-Qaeda never did anything. The government did it so that they can start a war against terror, their own imaginary terror. You want to put your mind to the amount of people that they've used this incident, where they claim 3,000 people died. They've murdered, it cannot be counted how many people America slaughtered since, under this false pretense. Just like how they go there, to kill some children in Syria is no problem to them. The rebels did it. Murder the people. So on one side of the argument, you have Britain here and France and America saying, yes, they did it. And while China and Russia is saying, no, they never do it. So what kind, are you grown up when you like that? You know, when you have to tell deliberate lies and making up stories. So now it comes to the situation where they're saying, okay, Assad will have to get rid of this chemical weapon because his weapons have... I agree with that. Get rid of that. But when you start to get rid of those dangerous weapons, because he's got the least dangerous weapon on the planet. Next door to him there, Israel got enough to wipe out the whole Middle East. You know, whether it's nuclear or not. So how about getting rid of those other weapons of mass destruction? The one that Britain and America and France and their USA ally have in their thousands. The amount of weapons of mass destruction that these devils have, you destroy the whole planet with it. You know what I mean? And what are you going to say now? Next it will be, oh, Iran has got weapons of mass destruction and they have to give it up before they blow up the world. When are you going to turn your attention on Israel? Or even that murderer, like I tell you, America? You know, when I speak about America, for anyone who is living in America, please, you are just like I say, the normal. But don't be going on about your Bill of Rights. It's a Bill of Wrongs. Evil and wicked men could never write the Bill of Rights. There has never been any rights in America. There was when it was the native land. But ever since the European went there, there's never been any rights for no one. It is, it is a satanic force. That's what America is. You know what I mean? And it shall be destroyed. It's not a good place. And to hear American going on about their Bill of Rights, why don't you go and ask the native Indians who you've got in reservation about their Bill of Rights? Since as you are the one who went into their home, kicked them out, and then you are the one now who is harping on about your Bill of Rights. The planet is not called America, if anything, it's called planet Earth. The universe is not centered around America, so that it's the American Senate, the devils. Why should it be those evil and wicked senators in America, wherever they are, who decide whether we're going to have war or we don't want war? When the general public don't want any war. Go and ask any normal citizen on the planet. All they want is a bit of work for themselves, make sure they are right. They don't want any war. It's the rich and powerful who own the ammunition factory and everything. They are the one who are sending you to war. You see what I mean? I'm telling you that Assad is the most evilest man and we have to get rid of him. They said the same thing about Saddam. And I'm telling you, ever since these people bring democracy to Iraq, there've never been so much killing in Iraq. Never. Doesn't matter how many people Saddam killed, they far outkill Saddam. Plus, they destroy what Saddam built. Destroy his medical thing, everything in the country, and now leave the country in a ruin where you have murder and car bombs every day. Imagine that happening in Europe or in America. And then they went to Libya. Very nice country. Tons of Africans used to go to Libya and get work, and other people as well. These become jealous of it and go there and destroy it, and now leave it where you have tribal fighting every day, car bomb. No longer what it was, while they tell you that Colonel Gaddafi was the butcher. Now, Syria, a place that people has been living for I don't know when. Yeah, they have the trouble. But when these have trouble as well. When people come out on the street demonstrating in either London or New York, police just beat them up and send them home. Now, but some people are protesting in Syria. What right has it for the United States government and government of Europe to be arming rebels? Not even rebels from within Syria, but rebels outside. And it wouldn't matter whether they was from within or outside. But what right is it for a next government to be sending heavy armament to not even the government of the country, but to those who are opposing it? And then when these murderers kill off as much people as they can, they are still blaming it and the government that is running Syria. If you are attacking a government, if we attack the police here, what happened? Or if we attack the soldier, you think they're just going to stand there and that they shouldn't fight back? So yes, the army is fighting back since it's been attacked by these Western-backed rebels. Why? Why don't you ask yourself, why would any responsible person in their own mind, like Mr. Obama and Kerry and Cameron, insist that they should arm Al-Qaeda? They don't call them Al-Qaeda, they call them Syrian whatever, Free Syrian. Arm them, knowing that this is killing far more women and children than what the poison gas did. As gone to them, Assad weapon have killed 1,400. They can't show you 1,400 bodies either. They just lying. Never happened. But if he did, yeah, that's nothing compared to the amount of people that who they back to slaughter people in Syria. They do it daily. You know, those who they let come in through Turkey or whoever, and give them their sophisticated, even arrow to anti-tank weapon. I've seen these rebel fire. Where did they get it? Who give it to them? Who's admitting that, yes, we are training these men to go to Syria to kill? So now that they come in, they're shaping up as if they say, oh yeah, if he get rid of his chemical weapon. Well, if he decide to get rid of his chemical weapon, why don't the West and these other proxy, since as they're so worried about, the human life, children dying of gas, why don't they sit round the table and decide now, right, we're going to seal all these borders. There shall be no more men coming and going into Syria to cause mayhem. Because if the Syrian army don't have an opposition which is fully armed, they're not going to fight against their own population. They're not that crazy. So we can achieve a ceasefire. You can force these rebels. And if they don't give up, well, you just go and enforce it on them. Like I tell you, seal the borders. Don't give them no rearmament. And see what will happen. But these devils are not looking for peace, I say. They are looking for destruction. Their idea is to destroy Syria and then make up another story and tell you that the Iranians are going to destroy the world if they get an atomic bomb. The Iranians are not crazy, just like how Assad is not crazy. If they did get one or two bombs, they ain't going to drop it on no one, because they know that Israel have atomic bomb for at least 30 years, if not longer. These are and they've got hundreds of them, and the friend America got hundreds. They don't want to commit suicide in Iran to have people drop atomic bomb and kill off their population. You know what I mean? So even if they get one or two bomb, like I tell you before, India's got bomb. They ain't drop it on Pakistan. Pakistan got bomb. They ain't drop it on India either. And you in Europe here, France and England and who knows else, and you've got loads of bomb, aren't you? So why are you trying to persuade the line that, oh, these Iranians are so dangerous and irrational, that if they should, we have to stop them? I see the Israeli, the man who's got over, I don't know how many weapons of mass destruction, Netanyahu is sitting on there in that goddamn Israel. And yet he's the one going up in front of the UN, drawing a red line round bombs. You know what I mean? Saying if they pass, we have to attack. How come no one attacked these devils when they was developing their... Well, they didn't develop it when America and Britain give it to them. Well, that's why it was kept in secret. And no one is interested in what they are doing now. When they rain down bombs on the Palestinian, like I hear them saying that, oh, the Russians keep blocking whatever UN resolution they try to pass, and we should go around what the Russian block. But when you veto other people in the UN over Israel, no one is saying that they should go around your veto. America veto every resolution that they rise against Israel, either about building land and Palestinian land. Doesn't matter what. America has never granted one resolution for the Palestinian cause. But it has support Israel no matter what Israel do. If Israel drop bomb on the Palestinian, they support it. If they build more houses, they support. All they do is delay the Palestinian by keep saying, oh, we will. How can somebody who don't care about you, right, be setting up some peace plan for you? It's always the American setting up talks between the Israeli and the Palestinian, and it never works because the American don't want it to work. They are just doing so that when the Palestinians are busy talking to them, they take some more land, and if anybody object in the UN, America just sanction it. Because as far as America is concerned, Israel can do anything. Are those sick, like those sick, because these are not Israeli, they are Zionist murderers, killers. So as far as Obama is concerned, this is what I say, bringing Obama. The man would never ever mention Africa. Him and that, they have another sick woman there, Susan Rice. Like a devil incarnate herself, you know what I mean? Always spitting about our friend Israel. Never hear these devils mention anything about their own ancestral roots, but always about what they have to do to protect Israel and portray every other human around that part as evil for being against this Israel, you know, as if Israel is a real country, like I would say. It's not real. It's a European outpost set up to divide the Arabs. That's why they are the most powerful around there, because the European arm them and America give them every type of weapon that you can think of. They're like South Africa in Africa. It's an outpost. You know what I mean? These are these souls. There's nothing good about any soul on the planet who is running any government, for that matter. Whether they want to be Russian government, Chinese government, Israel, all of these are criminals, sickos. The head of all government on the planet. Because all of you governments, are what you call government, are those beings who are in this thing that they call government, are working against the will of God. I know you don't like the word God, you know, but nevertheless it's a word. I use it anyway. These human beings are working against the will of conscience, if you don't like God. They don't work with conscience. So when you don't work with conscience, you can't know what's right. So no matter what you're doing here is wrong. So you'll find those crazy Americans going in around the world trying to enforce what they call democracy. Murderers and killers cannot enforce democracy, cannot do anything that is right. Their house was built on slavery and murder. Murder of the native Indian first, clearing the ground to bring the Africans. How can murderers and killers, sickos of the mind, mentally sick men, how can they now come up with a Bill of Rights? It's a Bill of Wrongs, because they don't understand the law. You understand what I mean? This system, I don't call it a system. The American shit stem is the most evil shit stem that has ever arisen on the planet. You see what I mean? They've got the means to get rid of human beings, I would say about 1 trillion times faster than how the Romans or Greek or whoever used to get rid of their enemies, our friends for that matter. You see what I mean? So in other words, when the Roman would have killed 100 man, you have to say in terms of America, that's 1 million. They get rid of, you know. So every 100 the Roman kill, he kill 1 million or 1.5 million, because he's far reaching. And he's killing people through lots of different kind of ways. I wouldn't imagine how many different kind of ways these people are murdering people, either through the food, like through bullets and gun, pies, no, give them cancer, AIDS, all kind of thing. This monster is spitting out, and we know this is the monstrous act that we are supposed to follow and agree with. You know what I mean? The behavior of these sickos who keep driving. The only reason, why they had to check this time is because they've tricked their people so many times with stupidness that finally there's enough people waking up to their bullshit. So everyone was in what they call their constituency, which is true, is saying, listen, we don't want any war. How can people want war? As an example in England here, when you have to be paying bedroom tax, all kind of the austerity measure you are under, there's no work. You know what I mean? Why would you desire war? The people who are desiring the war, like Mr. Cameron, he's well off. He's come from the Astor family, one of the richest in England. They're comfortable. George, whoever, all of them who is advocating the war are rich people. So yes, they will advocate for war, but come and check the normal man who is struggling to make a living, or just if he's making a living looking after his family, he doesn't want any war. Why would he want any war? War desire. Who desire the war is the rich and the powerful. So that's why you would see your Prime Minister, Mr. Cameron, his face was nearly contrived with hate and vigor to kill more people in Syria. But why does he want to do that? Why does he want to insist that it's Mr. Assad who do it? Was you there when Assad gave the order, Cameron or Obama? Did you see it? And how can you be making such a precise judgment when there's been no court case? The man has not been tried. The evidence, all of the evidence has not been gathered. You know, like how a normal court case would go. And you have responsible leaders of the world coming out insisting that someone is guilty. You see what I mean? These people make you sick. And here you are, they want democracy. They're saying Assad is such a brutal man. Yeah? And yet here you have now, they jail Bradley Manning for 35 years for revealing that they was killing people for fun. Their leader, instead of they show you how the Nobel Peace Prize people are sick, they give President Obama, make him a peace. The man is a warmonger. Last year they give this idiotic business that they call Nobel to Europe. I bet they don't give it to Bradley Manning, who is trying to make peace in the world then, by revealing the atrocities. No, and the World Court of Justice, you don't hear them crying out, because anything the murderer America do is okay. You see what I mean? We must worship at such a killer. No one is questioning America, like I say. Every year their military budget is enough to feed the world. But why you keep making... How much more weapon do you want? No one is attacking America. So you must be having all this military, which you are, to go around and bully and intimidate other people. Because you cannot stay within your borders. Killers cannot do such thing. Look how far Syria is. How come your interest in Syria is so powerful? And can't you see that if you go anywhere, when you leave there is just destruction and disaster and death to the people of that region where you go? You and your friends here, you know what I mean, who are beating them. I don't doubt they will find another way of to attack Syria, you know what I mean? Because your rebel friends on the ground don't look as if they got the strength. So you must find a way, because all that they was doing when they proposed the strike, Al-Qaeda, those who are fighting the government, are Western back. But they cannot win the fight. So those behind the scene who are pulling Obama's string decide that, listen, we have to attack the Syrian army. One way or the other, we must do it to help them. That's all it is. They are telling you that they are going to punish Assad. One man, yeah? Well, to punish Assad, why do you go in Syria, capture him and bring him to court, lock him up? Huh? But when you go dropping bomb all over the place, you ain't punishing this one man, are you? You're going to kill a lot of people and destroy a lot of infrastructure. That is what you're going to do. But that is your intention. Because your intention is to help those who are fighting against the Syrian government. Assad can't be that crazy, like I say. I've seen Christians, a whole Christian village, besieged by these rebels, mashing up places that Assad never touched and respected. And he's all a white and they are Christian, but respect the village and leave it. And yet foreign outside force go there and attack the Christians and is destroying the place. And you don't hear Britain, America, France, you don't hear them cry out nothing about how can these rebels be attacking Christian inside of Syria and destroying. They are quick to blame the Syrian government if they see anything. But when the rebels kill and eat people's heart and do all these kind of sick murder, or go and attack Christians and drive them out, Christians that been under the protection of the Assad government from wherever. Not saying this government is a perfect government, because I know all governments are corrupted. But it is not as vile, and as vile as what these people will leave if they destroy that government like how they destroy what was in Iraq. And it is not as vile as them who is trying to change him. Because he hasn't got as half as much. He's got no chemical weapon compared to America. America kill off so many people in even the trees. I say they kill in Vietnam with Agent Orange. Plus some other disease that they use down there that you don't know. Lots of, they use chemical weapon on a bigger scale than, well, the man hasn't used any. I say it's the rebel. They drop cluster bomb or depleted uranium. Go to Fallujah. Go on your computer and have a look at Fallujah. What happened when the American devastated during the Iraq War? And now have a look at the type of babies that's been born there. And that doesn't touch Mr. Kerry's heart, I don't think. That long-faced man, Mr. Kerry, look like a horse. He doesn't feel the pain and the suffering of those children that have been born through the use of this American military might and power and their poison gas. I've seen Israel dropping things on Palestinian and the Gaza, and they are shaking and just like you see them there in Syria. But no one says anything when it's Israel dropping phosphorus bomb or whatever they call them, and you know what I mean? Cluster bomb and all these kind of things. And they're doing it against a population that is not even, don't have gun to fire back at them. You know what I mean? Fire two rocket, I say, that never really hit anything, just maybe land in a field. But when they come over with their high-powered jet, oh, you know things are blowing up. And in the last time they bomb it over there, I don't know how many they killed. I think it was over 1,000, and the last time when they bombarded the Gaza Street. You never hear America crying out. All that devil Susan Rice, you know, she weren't crying out about the injustice being meted out to the police. You never hear Obama crying out, or any senator in America. You never hear the British Parliament here get up and say how sickening it is to see them, to see Israel use F-16 or F-20, I don't even know, the most powerful aircraft that America can give them, to fire down bomb on the Gaza Strip and kill people indiscriminately. You see them, they build wall, I don't know what kind of wall they building all the way around. And these in Europe has never said anything. You allow this partition wall to be built. And you allow Palestinian and Bedouin people to deprive of water, electricity, the basic things of life. And you are now crying about how you are humanistic. You're not bloody humanistic about what's happening to the Palestinian children or the Palestinian women. You won't even allow them on the Gaza Strip to build back what you destroy. Won't allow concrete. What kind of inhuman thing is this? And where is the goddamn UN when all this is going on? You don't hear the UN speak out. The UN is just a lapdog for America or what they call NATO. They don't speak for any justice. I hear somebody was saying that there's some human right of thing, and yet they were speaking for America. They was not independent. All they was say, oh yes, as I drop chemical weapon repeating what America says. When any fool, if you was an independent, no way you would think that you would know that the rebels did it. For sure. You know what I mean? How can a government invite somebody to come and inspect them, and on the same day that they come in, use chemical weapon? Are you stupid? No, it's the other side who use it. They are the one who need the help. They are under pressure. So they are the one, but you don't hear anyone crying out. And these sick, how can anybody, like I say, in your own country, you should point out the fact that Obama is sick. Anyone like Kerry, these people should be put on trials for telling lies. What did they call the charge? I forgot the charge. But all Obama, Cameron, Kerry, any one of them who come and push, said yes, the Syrian government do it, should be charged for inciting violence. against humanity. Because you are in here, imagine now Cameron is in England, Obama is in America. You know? There was you was not in Syria when the incident happened. But you are insisting that yes, it was them who dropped it. I remember, like I say, when Mr. Obama first, about a year or so, he said he was drawing a red line. Even then people knew what you was going to do, because I did. Because I say, this red line that you are drawing, later on up the line, you, who was back in the rebel, are going to use the chemical weapon and blame it on the government, so that you, and you did exactly the same thing. You know what I mean? So those whose eyes are open and has been open ever since, like I said, they falsely blame Al-Qaeda for bringing down their Twin Towers when it was a government, a self-inflicted wound. And the reason why they do this to themselves is an excuse to capture the Isle of Saddam. There was no Al-Qaeda in Iraq, for Christ's sake. But let you destroy that to get to the Isle. It's a similar thing to how Hitler attacked himself in World War II, claiming that it was the Poles who did it. But the Poles never attack him, he attacked himself. You see what I mean? Call a black flag operation. So these Americans perform a black flag operation, and I say they did one here in England as well, 7/7. So that they can get the backing of their deluded public to go and cause mayhem around the world. Because like I say, since that happened, I don't know how they kill the people in America, you know. And I don't know how many they kill in Iraq. I don't know how many they kill in Afghanistan. Don't know how many they kill in Libya. Cannot record it. And I don't know how many drone strike that killing is. You can bet if they tell you that 100 people get killed by drones, you can bet it's not 100, it's 900, if you know what I mean, has been killed. So any number they give you, it's a lot more than that. As if they are going on down on the ground counting people when they drop the Hellfire missile or whatever missile it is that they are dropping on them. Now, is that legal, that America now? Where is the court of justice who say you can fly a plane around and just kill people without any trial? But America is doing exactly that. So this is a country who is above the law. And how can one country be above the law? Because they were saying, Mr. Obama was literally saying at one point, whether Congress agree or not, I'm going to fire a shot. Irrespective of UN or NATO or I'm fine. So that means America can do what it wants. No one can stop them. Edward Snowden is revealing here, it is not the UN or NATO who is spying on people, it's America who is spying on NATO and everybody. So America is the boss of NATO and everybody. And America is boss of the World Court and everybody. Because no one can prosecute America. You cannot bring one person in America to justice. If you find out that Kerry was lying now, you cannot do nothing to him. If you find out that George Bush and Ramsey and all them and Condoleezza Rice tell you a load of bullshit and lies to go into Iraq to cause murder, you cannot charge them. No one in the world can bring them and charge them for crime against humanity. No one can charge America, like I say, for dropping 2 atomic bombs on Japan and charge them for crime against humanity. Or they can't charge him over Agent Orange, you know what they did in Vietnam. They can't charge him for what they did in Iraq, Libya. No way. Anything that they do. Even American go to India and they have factory. I don't know if it's Bhopal. Kill a lot of people and go back to America. They want him for trial in India. They don't even think they pay compensation. As long as you are an American, you get away with anything. Murder. You see what I mean? These people make me sick, man. Warmongers. But like I say, you know, you Mr. Warmonger, you Mr. like when you see them sick Mr. Kerry, oh yes, you are above the laws that you create. or that other men create. And while you are here in your heart driving for war, you know in your heart you're lying. But you must think that you're going to get away with this deceitfulness. And your desire, remember your desire for war. Like I remember when Mrs. Clinton heard that Gaddafi was dead. Oh, she was so happy. You should see, oh yeah, we come, we saw, we shot. It looked like something shot her after that. I haven't seen a lot of her. Last time I see her, she was wearing some thick glasses. Well, you, Kerry, and you, Obama, I don't know how long, brethren, you think you're going to be in that body. And Cameron here and Hague, you know, inciting violence. You know, when government are supposed to be responsible, are the most responsible, you expect it is just the normal man who would be driving for hate, not your goddamn leaders who is pushing to kill more children and are more adults. Not you, instead of your government should be saying, listen, the best way to stop this fighting is for us to seal the borders, right? Put NATO troop and stop any more terrorists going into Syria. Because this is wrong, innit? But they're not talking about, because they are the ones sending them. I hear Mr. Kerry says, oh, if we don't do certain things, then Saudi Arabia and Qatar are going to continue to fund these rebels. So here you are, you know that Saudi Arabia, as an you're doing it, but you know Saudi Arabia and Qatar are acting in an illegal, criminal way. And yet you tolerate that. You see what I mean? As real leaders. You don't say to Qatar and Saudi Arabia, no. You cannot do that. As if people have justice and right in Saudi Arabia. And Bahrain and those places, you know what I mean? But you support the Saudis, don't you? America do. And support the Bahrainis and the Kuwaits and those. You support all those other dictators who treat their people a lot worse than how President Assad treat his in Syria. Because like I'm telling you, I'm sure every woman can drive in Syria if they so desire. You know what I mean? Not to say it's perfect. You know? But you can't drive in Saudi Arabia. So why don't America bring democracy to these goddamn Saudis? Or why didn't you attack Saudi Arabia? Because you claim 19 of the hijackers come from Saudi Arabia. And yet you never attack Saudi Arabia. The only flights that leave America after when those buildings went down was about 3 plane load of Saudis that fly out. So you don't do nothing, even though you claim that these hijackers come from Saudi Arabia. If they come from there, they must have received backing from there then. But no, you have attacked Saudi Arabia on the grounds that these are undemocratic human beings, which they are. Now, why don't you find the Saudi Arabia undemocratic? You find him very democratic. You fool him up with M6, with what you call them, F-16 fighter jet and your latest, well, not your latest, tanks, old tanks and all kind of thing, innit? So you see, these people who are pushing the West, pushing and going on as if they are diplomacy. No, they don't know nothing about diplomacy, and they can't do either. You have to understand that these people are not godly people. They don't believe in what is right. They don't believe that every human being should have a share. They believe that they should rule over human beings. They're the one who create army and police to keep you in your place, so that you cannot get your rights. Because wherever you are, if you stand up for your rights, whether it's in the West or over there, they send the army on you, or the very well-trained police, to brutalize you. I've seen this happen in democratic America, where there was brutally pepper spraying protesters. You see what I mean? And if the worst comes to worst, they will kill you as well. You don't understand. These rich people above are determined to hold on to their possession. You know, Mr. Obama and Mr. Kerry are some of the most evil. These beings are evil. They sell their soul. You see what I mean? They are not going to be anywhere where any bombs are falling. Their children will not get blown to bits. If their children was getting blown to bits and their mother and auntie, maybe they might, you know what I mean? But they are high up. And these are working for others. Because they are nothing. You know, they're just little puppet. Just do what you've been told. When Obama or Kerry is speaking, they can't speak from their own heart anyway. They have to come out and read from a script. Somebody have to write your goddamn speech, so you can't even talk. Imagine a goddamn leader of a country, it's been going on all the time. But you are a leader of a country and you have to come and read from a script that somebody write for you. Not even you write it. When Obama is talking, people might think, he's saying, the man is not even speaking his own words. They write and tell him what to say. Now, what is that a man? Never mind the president. But yet most of these, whether the president and prime minister, have to employ a script writer. Or the boss employ one for them. So that the boss can tell them exactly what to say and how to say it. But no genuine man would do that. That's why these idiots cannot make a judgment for themselves. Somebody just come and tell them that, yes, you must say that Assad do it. You don't know whether he did it or not, but this is what you must say. And you must say it convincingly. Because you are just like Colin Powell. You go to the UN and just spit out whatever garbage they tell you. And because of lies like what Colin Powell go in there and tell, cause a lot of people to lose their life, leave this planet. And because of the lies that these Obama and Kerry and John McCain are telling, if people listen to them, it causes a lot of human beings to lose their life on the planet. These are warmongers, like I tell you before, who work for a killing system. The system cannot help it. It was never good. You know what I mean? All the singing of land of the free. Free from what? You never hear the native Indian getting up singing land of the free. Because he's been under the boot ever since you landed on his head. You understand? There's never been anything good from America. You know what I mean? You must realize now, like when I say America, I have to tell the people, not the normal one who immigrate there, just the governmental system. It's nothing good. That system can't make any rights. Your senators, they sell the soul. You know what I mean? They work for the shit steam. Look how stupid Americans are then. Yet they're going on about how they're free and all. You have your government. And your government have to be borrowing money from a private bank. Federal Reserve is not owned. It's owned by the rich and the powerful. Why don't the government nationalize it and take it away from them? And put them in prison? What are they going to do? All these money, how can government, the people that they hold the money to, why don't they just lock them up and cancel the debt? It's easy, isn't it? Because they don't owe money to themselves, because they don't print the goddamn money. They borrow it. So, you're a government, just seize seize the Bank of England. Because the Bank of England is not run by the government either. The government borrow money. That's how stupid the system is. And you as people don't even know this. You just run along with it. You know what I mean? Because we are on this planet now. How can we run out of money? And if America holds 16 trillion, who to? And if it's the IMF who have all the money, who are the IMF and how did they come to have all of the money? You know what I mean? How did how did men get it in their mind to be selling earth? It is not yours to sell or to own or to deprive some other human beings of their right to live. But this is exactly what is going on, and it will continue to go on as long as we keep voting for these ignorant devils without understanding, like I say, the oneness of things. There's some tissue, Marius. You have to understand that life is a oneness. So when they're telling you about, oh yes, this is America, this is... Forget about that. This is planet Earth. They are too ignorant to see that this is planet Earth. Are too ignorant to try and live as one. Nice one, man. Excuse me. You see what I mean? So instead of we now trying to, like I say, any sensible being now would be trying to live as one. You have people living, like I say, trying to live as American, as being Dutch, as African. That is stupidity. That is what they put into your mind to separate you into different groups so they can rule over you. But for God's sake, I say, this is 2013. It is time for us to see through that bullshit. Earth is one earth. You know, understand? One earth, eh? Just like it's one universe. In earth, you have one race of people living, human beings. Like I tell you before, just because you go and throw water into 4 different containers, say beer containers, eh? Guinness, Red Stripe or whatever, it does not mean now that because the tin is saying Guinness and Red Stripe, that but what is in the tin is different from water. Because it might say Guinness on the outside, but the fact it's water. So on the outside, because you look white and you look black, as they say, and he look Chinese, yeah, that's on the outside, that's the tin. But within you is the spirit that have no color. You understand? That's where you find oneness. Yeah, the secret of God is in oneness. So all you human beings are one. And yet you have these goddamn fools, like I say, happening, all the Israelis, the Palestinian, the this, the that, you know, as if the Israeli now is different from any other human. The man who is calling himself a Jew, listen, brethren, you are no different from any human being anywhere on the planet. Full of shit, and you shall die. All of you human beings end up in the graveyard, or if not down the furnace. Or otherwise some animal eat you. You know what I mean? I don't know how they dispose of body when it's dead. Burying up in house, all kind of thing. But that's where you're going to end up, innit? You must die. Because like I tell you before, death is the Governor General here. Yeah, death run earth. So it doesn't matter, like I say, if you are flying, if you are driving, if you are running, if you are walking, if you are going to the east, west, north, south, you are heading, because anywhere you're heading in this life, you are heading towards death door. Yeah. Death door is where a lot of your answers is going to be answered. Where you shall lose a lot of this arrogance, Mr. Obama, and men like you who are in power now on earth, acting against the will of the terrible and dreadful God, like I like to put it. But don't worry, all your endeavors, all your arrogancy against the will is recorded in memory. The one don't miss a thing. I say, the one don't miss a heartbeat. Mr. Wicked Man. So no, when I see these arrogant fools, I'll call you arrogant fools because you're still my brother, but you are acting foolishly. But you're not just acting foolishly, it's more than just acting foolishly, because your foolish acting cause many to die, many to suffer, many to feel pain unnecessarily. You see what I mean? So you will have to pay for that. You can't get away with it. And like I tell you, in no using wishing and hope. No wishing and hoping. I'm telling you that from within your being, you are being recorded by memory. Doesn't matter who you are. If you are the CIA, if you're working underground or above ground. Ain't no way. You can only keep secrets, like I tell you. Goddamn idiots. It's only idiots. You keep secret from other men. You know, stupid secret. I don't know where you have secret. Ain't no way of keeping any secret from the one. The secret dweller that dwell within. Ain't no way of hiding from yourself. But like I say, you don't know this self. So I will tell you about things that you know about then. Like your memory. Ain't no way of you doing anything. Forget about the terrible one. Let's just deal with memory. Memory is not the one. It's a recorder. It's a video. Ain't no way of you doing anything that escape that. Even your dreams that record. You see how ingenious the terrible and dreadful God is. Yeah? That he was the first to start of a video recorder. And look how long he's got it running. You are just coming up with a video recorder here now. You know, making movies so you can watch them later. But the one have that long time. And yes, this one that I'm telling you about is right there within you. You know? Like I said, the easiest way that I can use to, instead of saying the inner man and this man, just call the one conscience. It's easier, you know, for human beings to associate themselves with conscience, rather than if I tell them that I call the one Rastafari, the terrible and dreadful overlord, the one that has been dwelling from the beginning of time, the one that dwell in any fucker I say who come out of pussy. Because when I speak, I tend to get mad when I hear people telling me about Jesus, Muhammad, the Buddha. So fucking what? These are beings who come out of pussy just like me and live and die. They're not the one. You don't know how serious it is when we deal with this living one. No fucking being can be the one. It is an insult for you to come and be talking about the Son of God and such forth and our God prophets. Who is God prophet? Oh. God has never said, I tell you before, the one has never sent anyone here. Those beings who are forever talking about Jesus and Lord and waiting for Jesus to come back are sick beings. Just like how you'd have a sickness within your body. They have a sickness within the mind. You see what I mean? Instead of knowing what conscience is, they are forever harping about some individual being who death has removed from here. Because if you never get crucified on the blood clot cross, you would have dead anyway by now. No one live here. You don't understand. You get removed. Because you're not the one. The one is the only one that is here permanently, I say. The one and the two. The one and the negative one. They're always here. But I who is making up this nice now and getting passionate about this one, how long do you think I can stay here? I will be removed. But when I get removed, this one will still be here. Because I am not that one. The one dwelleth in all. So for any beings, like I say, to come out and be happy and about, these beings are fucking sick. But no one won't tell them that they're sick. You're sick because you're a believer, believing in a goddamn man who come out of pussy. You're not supposed to believe in rascal God. You are supposed to live so you know God. And if you live and know God, how the fuck are you going to think that God sent his only son here unless he was a deluded blood clot sicko? Are you after making money? But you're not after the living truth. Speaking what is right. You know what I mean? You can never know. You'll have to go and believe in God, like I say, coming up with those bullshit. Because those stories, I have to attack them vigorously. The reason why I attack these stories is just like how I would attack these modern singers, whether they're Jay-Z, they're singing a lot of shit, but they're getting heavily rewarded for doing so, because they keep a lot of people in ignorance. The same thing with the Jesus story. It's a load of bullshit, but it keep a lot of people in ignorance and generate a lot of money for those goddamn sickos who is driving this shit. You know how many people this blind them so that they cannot get to the truth. They become fascinated by this Jesus and Son of God, and I don't know how many goddamn temples or church there is on the planet. I say about 2 billion Christians being captured by this bullshit. I am willing to, like I say, this is a time when man should be gamblers. Yeah? So I am willing to put my soul on the line that the whole of it is bullshit. You who are following the bullshit and confident, gamble your fucking soul that you are certain that it's right. Just like how I'm certain about a trillion, billion and a lot of fucking trillion, billion % certain that such a thing is bullshit. And there's no other reason for carry on this bullshit story more than to deceive the souls of human beings and make money. Just like how you would sing stupid blood clot music, create pop star, just to deceive the younger generation or those who like to follow stars. But like I say in Firehouse, I am here to destroy stars, destroy wise man, destroy all outward form of religion. You hear what I says? The outward form. Never said I was going to destroy the inner. You see what I mean? Because to me, religion have an in and an out. The out is like when you see a fruit and you want to eat it. You have to remove the skin. Because it's not, it might have been good for a while the fruit was growing. But when the fruit mature, you have to remove it. You see what I mean? So religion reaches a stage where it's removed. So the outward part of religion must be removed. All the ritual, all that bullshit. Because all religion is one. You see what I mean? Any one of these religions you go to, like I tell you, they will tell you, oh yes, you have to live loving. You cannot be a liar, a thief, or a hater, or a killer. They all have the same inner rule. It's only in the outward form that they differ. Because the outward is confusion. So if you listen to any outward, any man who is a priest, rabbi, they are all sick human beings. They don't know God. They can believe in God for sure. But believing in God, no matter how powerful you believe is, that's not knowing God. And if you don't know God, you can be making lots of mistakes without realizing it. You are holding on to blind faith. You faithfully, any man who faithfully believes in this bullshit fucking story about Jesus, yeah, you faithfully believe in it, but it's a goddamn lie. You can't know it to be true. You must have it as a belief. You see what I mean? And like I say, God is not as something man believe in. No one should believe in God. There's ways and means of knowing God. If there's ways and means, that means the ways and means of knowing God is that one must live honestly and strive to be a better human being. When you are living like that, no matter what anyone do to you, because you strive to live like that, your levity will reveal God's ways to you. God's ways will not be revealed to you if you are believing in God's ways. You understand? No. Believe won't help you. Actions speak louder than words. So it's no use, like I say, believing that corn will grow. You must plant corn. See what I mean? Prepare ground and plant corn. When you do, yes, corn grow. And corn always grow a lot more than what you plant. So yeah, you can prepare the ground of your being, like I say, by getting rid of negativity. And when you get rid of negativity now, that is like so, you will sow new seed. God will make these grow and will reveal to you then. Or if you want it, open your eyes. So that you too can see and understand. So you too can realize that there ain't no death. Even though I tell you that death rule this dimension, everything in life is double-sided. You see what I mean? So the body is just one side of life. That belongs to death. But the spirit which is on the end Death cannot touch that and will not touch that. Can't touch it. Because what God created can never be destroyed, not even by death. You see? That's how it works. We are energies. Now, you will have to face your judgment for what you do here, motherfuckers, when we transform. That is the reason why you have the camera in you, your memory, to record your deeds. You see what I mean? Now, like I tell you before, life is double-sided. You have seen and unseen life. You are just seeing the scene. You pay no attention to the unseen. I am trying to explain the unseen to you. You see what I mean? What is in it? Like the memory and, the mind, and beyond the mind, the terrible and dreadful one that they would call conscience. But that's just a word, isn't it? That we use, conscience. But like I'm telling you before, it's all plain and simple. In the outward, what is out is in. In the outer world, you have the sun giving light to the earth, and you have the moon as well. In the inner world, you have the same thing. The sun, which is the light of truth. And then you have the mind, which can be positive or negative. But if you clean up this mind, discipline it, you can receive the light of conscience. Just like how the moon can receive the light from the sun. Simple, innit? So when anyone discipline themselves, they encounter this one, the terrible and dreadful overlord himself, Rastafari, the High General. Better known to you, like I say, as conscience. You see what I mean? But that is the one. There is no one beyond this one. You're talking about Jesus and Muhammad and this person and that person. Why don't you get to know the secret dweller that dwell within? The inner self. The self that is not you, but yet is a part of you, if you know what I mean. Because when we talk about knowing the self, or knowing ourselves, I'm not about knowing your own character, your own ego. We're talking about knowing the part of us that is in everybody else. You know what I mean? Conscience, the one. Conscience is the master. It is higher. Can you imagine then, like I say, that if Jesus was even the Son of God, can you imagine Jesus to be higher than conscience? No, he couldn't possibly be, because he was just a man, like I say, in one place at one time. When conscience can claim the ability to be in everyone at once, him as well. And if he, Jesus, did learn anything, guess what? Conscience teach it to him when he come here. Because conscience is the teacher of what is right. Light cannot come from anywhere else apart from the goddamn sun outside, is it? Nowhere else, apart from when it reflects. I'm on about the sunlight, And I'm on about starlight. Sunlight and moonlight come from nowhere else apart from the sun. It can't possibly come from anywhere else. And just so inside, the truth cannot come from anywhere else apart from conscience. Nowhere at all can it come. Any truth that any being ever know have to come out of conscience, because conscience is the truth. Beyond all truths. If any man speak any truth and it was really truth, he speak it because his conscience teach it to him. You see what I mean? There is no other way of ascertaining the truth apart from knowing thy own self. So when you run off and you are joining this religion, that religion, and this spiritual master, that ain't knowing your own self. That ain't going to help you. You know what I mean? The simplest way to know truth is to be honest to yourself. So first, when you are honest to yourself, you will find out the faults that you have and correct them. This is like sowing the seed or laying the ground. When you try and eradicate your own faults, this will start to grow you and teach you, because you've taken positive step. You see what I mean? God will teach you then. But believing in God, praying to God. What are you praying to God for anyway? What are you praying to God for? God already give you everything that you need. You know, say you lack nothing. But yet people are going praying to God in church. I don't know what they want, house care, this, that, all that is stupidity. You see what I mean? One need, like I say, you start, if you want to know God, you start with yourself, no one else. You sit down, or if you're walking, drive, doesn't matter what you're doing, innit? You look at the things that you're doing. Because whatever you are doing, trust me, every human being knows the wrong that they are doing. I am telling them that wrong action, you know, when you do intentional wrong that you know to be, this is what blinds the soul. Correcting those wrong action is what open up the eyes to understanding. Because like I'm telling you, life ain't a joke. Some of you are going to wish that you could die, but you are going to find out that you cannot die. A lot of you now who are enjoying the pleasures of life now, in the pleasure, you know what I mean? The smile is going to wipe off your face. You will regret what you do now. You will regret hearing the word of God and doing nothing about it, because you was too busy partying. You see what I mean? I am not busy, well, enjoy myself, but I'm not busy partying. I'd rather do my works now. And when I say doing works for anyone, it's not as if God's work is some hard work. All it is just not doing anyone any harm, and striving to be a better person, and caring for the whole earth instead of just your little country. Instead, like most America, they just love America. They don't love the planet Earth. As if the planet Earth is called America. You are just in a little tiny spot on the earth. And you are so proud of that spot. That's because your mind is so small. Because you really are supposed to love the whole planet, fool. Planet Earth. And then you are supposed to care about all the human beings. So if you just love America, yeah, if you hear that an America has been killed over there, you're very upset. You hear an America, just like here when we hear now these rich and powerful send the common British troops to say, when one of them gets killed in Afghanistan, the heroes, and this is heroes, but they don't care about how many. That when one soldier died, they probably kill about, like I said, to every one soldier, they probably kill 300. But you never hear no anything about those 300 people who died before this one soldier died. And when the one soldier died, oh, his hero is this and that. And yet they just brutally, they just say, well, cause the rest, they look at them as Afghan, because they name them up in so many different labels. It's easier to kill people than by saying, oh, they're just Jamaican, wipe out them blood clot, or they just Afghan, or, you know, whoever they're dealing with them, probably, oh, they're just Palestinian. No, they are your brother who come from the same source that you come from, you goddamn idiot. We are spirit. We are not known different groups. That's just what they tell you, because they want to keep you in these groups, easier to rule over you. But we are all one, coming from the one source. The one creative energy create all our souls. We are all brothers and sisters. But how the fuck are you going to see that when you're calling yourself American, French, Belgium, whites, blacks, Japanese, rascal, Chinese, Korean, North Korean, and all these? All that cause division and confusion. You see what I mean? No wonder we reach the state that we are in, that I said, where we need the fire to destroy this blood clot from east, west, north, and south, so that we can spring again. When we spring again, we will no longer be following our own desires, our own wishes, our own hopes, but follow conscience. Because all of us can do it, because it's within us. Conscience is the light of thy soul, like I keep repeating. Ain't no way of you going wrong within this universe if you are under the guidance of your conscience. Ain't no way of any friendship breaking up, or any romance breaking up either. Any relationship between a man and a woman, or a husband and a wife, or a friend, it can never break if they was under the guidance of conscience. How could it? But when you are not under the guidance of your conscience, it's anything goes. You know what I mean? Life become like, I see, a free for all. Become like what Alistair Crowley say. Do what thou will. Go with animal, do anything. Doesn't matter about any moral conduct. This is the state that we have reached now. I say typical Alistair Crowley era now, where everyone is doing what they will. You know? The American them become judge and jury. The British here are following them hell-bent. Royal court, the whole system is sick. And these sickos are full up of weapons of mass destruction. What are they doing with it? Now that they've reached the point of telling the Syrian government to get rid of these weapons of mass destruction, while they at it, man, get rid of all your nuclear weapons. Or can't you get rid of it? And no nuclear weapon is a hard thing to get rid of. Maybe you'll have to use it then, sicko. You see what I mean? No, these people make me really sick. And so should they make everyone sick. But like I said, look as if the people are half awake, because what they call public opinion did not give them the go-ahead to murder as much as they can. Mr. Obama and Kerry and Cameron and whoever they are must not realize that they are party to the crime that is going on in Syria. Because for a responsible government to be arming up terrorists to kill, that's aiding and abetting a crime. I can say you must not think that God is watching this, my friend. And when I say that God is watching it, don't bother go thinking that there's a man up above the sky watching it. Don't need that. It's on your memory. All the speech that you are making with war and the desire, all the secret meeting, even when Mr. Kerry is on about, oh, they're having a meeting secretly, but it's not going to be known to the public, they will reveal. Memories there watching you, you satanic fool. You can't get away with nothing in God's universe. So why are you pushing evil? Why? You are only going, you know the reason why I'm passionate at pleading to you devils? Because you are my brothers. Yeah, man. Excuse I again. The wicked are my brothers. Did I not tell you that we come from the same source? So even while I'm chastising Obama and Kerry and Cameron and all them, these are still my brothers. And that is the reason why I'm pleading to them passionately. I am not pleading to them because of hate. You know what I mean? I would never advocate say, let us take up bombs and go and kill them. No. I am pleading to them passionately because of the consequences of what they're doing. And what will happen to them? Do you think I would like to see my brother fall in a blood clot hole? Or to see my brother doing what is wrong and done? Passionately plead to them. So this is a passionate plea to my brothers who are working against the will. To say, brothers, this is not necessary. Why do it when you are the one who's most suffer, you know? You are the one who's going to reap what you sow, you know? You are the one who saw these bad things, you know, Kerry and Obama. You are the one who know that you're not living godly in your heart. You'd rather worship the rich people who are paying you. But when death comes for you, my friend, oh God, weeping and mourning. But still, it's your choice, because your behavior allow you, like I say, to live here on the earth in a privileged way, which no doubt pleases you. So you are willingly working against the will of God. Now that's a dangerous thing to a soul. And like I tell you, you know, God ain't going to punish you, my brother. I just call God our Father then. Or our Mother. Because when I say man, and don't forget, I'm not talking, when I say man, it's man goes for woman as well. No. God ain't going to punish no one. You choose punishment for yourself. Because God in His great wisdom give us the freedom to choose. So yes, while you are living here, like how Mr. Kerry and Obama did, you can stick two finger up at the power. When God talks to you in your heart, you can tell God to fuck off. Because you're more interested in your greed and vile. But remember that. And all those of you who are aiding, like I see in this war here, lots of people are like, yes, we should bomb Syria. Brum, brum. All of you who are aiding and abetting these evil system on earth, you are the one who is going to pay for that, You are the one who is an accomplice to a crime. You are the one who willingly, because in a lot of the cases, a lot of you don't have to support these evil. No way, but no, maybe you like military might or whatever. So there you go supporting evil. Anything your government say, you agree. When government men, trust me, they are the worst of souls. Because they have lost their soul and falling down to the pit. You know what I mean? They are doing things, the whole system is based on corruption because it's not godly. So they are doing things because people are paying them or rewarding them. They're doing it because maybe the queen might give them a little George cross. You know what I mean? Just to go off the subject as we come on the queen, because my friend reminded me today that he was watching a program about Prince Philip. And I did say to Mr. Marius, did you not see in there that Prince Philip said that if he had another life, he would like to come back as a virus and kill off some people. Now imagine that. What kind of a sickness is that? That all the days of your life you born onto the goddamn earth, living in luxury. You goddamn piece of sicko. You've been living in luxury. Yeah? Others have been living in abject poverty. Instead of you desiring that when you die, if you should ever come back then, you would wish to come back as somebody who could help the poor in their suffering. No, Prince Philip desire would be to come back as a virus and kill some of them off. Why are they bothering you so much when most of your life you've been Buckingham Palace? Some nice posh place. You don't even see these goddamn poor. You just hear about them, but your desire, you say, hey, I'll be coming to see you after when we die anyway, Philip. I will never be able to approach you in this life, but when death comes for you, because you can't hold on, just tell me. If they're giving you baby blood to drink, or whatever it is, whatever nutrient you have been down there, you are going home. Die! So when you go back home, man, you will answer for these. I don't know, sometimes you can't find the word to describe your fellow human beings. Or your fellow brothers, I say. They're really sick though, And the reason why I say they're so sick, because it's not as if God did that endow them with intelligence. You know what I mean? Excuse me a minute. Hello. Yeah, I'm making a video, Raul. Come and check me. Yeah, right now I'm making one. Yes, that was my friend. They were interrupting. But the way that we never cut when we're making anything. You know what I mean? So drop right back into the reasoning about these. I don't know, but you know how beings are sick. Too much? Well, my friend is saying that we only got 3 minutes left on this shoot here anyway, running out of time. But as it is now, like I say on earth, we are coming up to a final conclusion. I forget about final conclusion anyway. Just focus in your mind that one day you must die. And focus on exactly what it is that you have in your memory. You know what I mean? Because what's on your memory, that's what you are going to reap when you transform. Because in this life, like I say a long time saying, you are going to reap what you sow. The law that I'm telling you about is far superior to anything that these idiots. Yeah, that's not law anyway. Their law is breaking law. They don't know law. You can't do Obama or all of you. You can just go and like that because you have the Secret Service around you. But I bet the Secret Service don't protect you when death arrive for you. They can't even protect themselves when death come for them, because all of them is going to... Do you know any being who's on the planet who never die? No, you all have to die. And in death, Obama, think about it, you have to pay for what you do. Anyway, giving out that warning. And what we're going to do now is take a quick reel out from the firehouse and come back and burn some more fire. So right now we're going to reel out, fade out and fire out from the firehouse. One love, Rastafari. Leave it! They just curiosity. But we don't anytime life, that's why I like come out there. Because once they come